You're listening to Edge Radio TV. The views and opinions expressed in this program are that of the host or guests, and not the Edge Radio Network or its advertisers or affiliates.
Welcome, 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 my Edgy Entrepreneurs. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Edgy Entrepreneur Show. We are live at 415 Midtown Bar and Grill. Amazing food. You are enjoying breakfast.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me introduce you. So, you guys, this is my guest. This is Justin Bennett. I knew I was going to do that. I told you. I was glad you wore your shirt.
It happens.
With Cosmic Cowboy Extractions. Man, you're my new friend. I love just creating with you.
Yeah, I love that you brought me over to the artisan culture. That's awesome.
I'm not gonna give that name again, but we'll reference our favorite little place that is just a beautiful collaboration.
We'll hide them away and make it a secret.
If you're meant to be, you'll find it. So, okay, we're on camera, so we can't just keep going down our road. This is why it's so fun. Anyway, my Edgy Entrepreneurs, let me introduce you to, first off, kind of why I love you and your story and your brand. And then we'll go on the journey of just kind of your business alchemy and how you've pivoted and where you're going with that. Yeah. So what I love about your edginess as an entrepreneur is just the shift that you did in the market. And how you're creating something that's out there and you see a need for it, but you're striving to do it better.
Yeah.
So tell us just a little bit about Cosmic Cowboys Extractions. How did that get started? What is it? And go.
So we originally started in 2018. I was listening to my cousin's husband. He was talking to another family member about wanting to get into the cannabis industry and leaving.
And this is it's just stirring in Texas.
Yeah,
the talk of it.
It's not even the talk of it has started.
Okay.
He's wanting to leave Texas and go to Colorado, Oregon. He wants to figure something out to get out of IT.
Okay.
So
he's looking to build.
He was looking at carts, the actual vaporable carts, and I said, no. What I've been noticing is the market is going towards this solventless trend. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I always loved as a smoker and as a head was actual bubble hash, from Afghanistan, Morocco, that kind of style. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what we started doing. And we originally were going to move to Colorado in 2019. Mm-hmm. And that's when Texas legalized for federal hemp.
Way to go, Texas.
Hemp.
Yes, we're getting there.
And then from there, we decided, okay, well, let's just keep our idea going and just do CBD here in Texas.
Right.
And one of the things that we've noticed with all these CBD companies is they're using ethanol, CO2, or a hydrocarbon.
And this is really, this is what piqued my interest, when we met. So we met because you guys, this guy you're hustling. He's hustling. He's at small fairs. He is getting the message out to parents that matter. That's another thing that I loved about you being there at the Way Family Dojo is where we met. Tisha and them, she actually sought you out, is my understanding, because you were willing to be there for one. And you were willing to have products. He's willing to be edgy, and you're willing to push it.
Well, her husband, when we were going to these mall events to try and push our product, and the mall events were so bad. Everybody at the mall is trying to go from Gucci to Louis to Hot Topic to whatever to whatever
and
to whatever.
we've been conditioned, like the hand guys, and the face guys, and we're like, don't look, don't look, don't look, don't get sucked in.
Exactly. And it was really hard trying to catch people and pull them in, but
Absolutely.
we did it at the Woodlands Mall. That one was pretty good. Every other mall was awful. But we met James at all of these events, and James is the one that originally talked to me.
Okay.
He said that he wanted to get a CBD vendor into the actual Way Family Dojo annual fun thing.
Right.
When he told me that all these CBD vendors were saying, no, I don't want to do it because there are kids there, I said, I understand that, and I have that same qualm as well. My question is, help me make that qualm go away.
Yeah.
And he said, well, there's parents that are going to be there. What it is kids are having fun doing their thing.
Yeah.
But the parents are the ones that are actually shopping, and those are the ones that you need to talk to.
And it's that willingness. It's that willingness to find a way, and the people will show up. Like, they just will. Like, if you're willing and you're open to receiving that, and you're working, you're taking action. So you got to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
So you're out there hustling and do what you have to do, feeling called to be at the events where you are, to meet the right people, to have this, and just here you are. And I love that you're at those events. There's kids there, but it's the parents. You're able to have conversations, and you're such an intelligent guy that, like, you could fire hose and water hose anybody with all of your knowledge, but
I have to
your passion comes
I have
through.
to watch myself sometimes because I actually bored the Walmart lady yesterday.
You're like, oh, you don't want to hear all about. You don't want to hear the molecular construction of this.
Exactly. She was talking about going home and taking a Delta 8 gummy, and I was like, oh my God, here's my card. And then I started dropping information on her, and she's like, I have to get back to work.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, oof.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't drop that much.
Yeah, it's figuring out your audience, but it's through those conversations and being willing to have those conversations that you develop your audience and you develop that language.
Yeah.
And then who are you speaking to? And you just kind of become that, that person with that language and that knowledge. So just tell our audience and our viewers and people that are watching, what is that conversation that you have with the parents?
So my question always is, do you have any pains? Are you dealing with inflammation, hurt joints, hurt muscles, anything? I rarely break out the anxiety and depression one, but it's one that I usually bring in later because most people deal with pain as it is. Mm-hmm. And the one product that we first tested was a salve on my father. He's got knee pain, and he's been using our salve for 2 years.
Nice.
He originally went to the doctor to get it looked at and get it worked on, and they gave him pills to at least take care of the pain, and he says at work they only last about 2-3 hours.
Well, and then he's doing nothing to heal that. I mean, all he's doing is blocking his pain receptors and taking some chemical that's going into his body and affecting a million other
it's going to damage his liver and kidney.
Right.
But
so I love that it's a salve too. So it's not even that you have to ingest it, you can just apply it.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that different? So tell us a little bit about that application. I guess especially if you're talking to parents, that's easy.
Instead of using it to actually take it sublingually, you would use the salve like a lotion and just rub it on your skin wherever it actually hurts. If you've got elbow pain, if you've got muscle pain, knee pain for my father.
Right. So kind of tell us a little bit more about his testimony to that.
So he started using it after getting those pills, and he says that his knee pain with the cream itself or with the salve, it takes away the pain for about 4 or 5 hours. He can almost make it through a shift at work, but it's much easier for him to reapply it. He can just roll up his pant leg and slap some on.
Absolutely, yes. And he's getting all the benefits of all the other receptors that are being...
In a sense, if you were to take it internally, then it would start getting into that endocannabinoid system. But you do have some
Okay,
receptors
do y'all
on
want
your
to geek
skin.
out on just a second? Y'all want to geek out on some CBD here? So let's go down that just a second. So okay, you know what? We'll geek out on that when we come back from this break, because yeah, I kind of want to get the different applications and the different uses, just so people kind of have an idea of where to start. If this is your first introduction to CBD, or if you've been using CBD for a while, maybe some different options and alternatives. So you guys, when we come back from this short break from our sponsors, we will continue on that conversation. Thank you so much. For my special guest is Justin Bennett with the Cosmic Cowboy Extractions, and you are watching the Edgy Entrepreneur Show on Edge Radio TV. Welcome back, my edgy entrepreneurs. Thank you so much for joining us today for this amazing, out of this world cosmic conversation.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So you are watching the Edgy Entrepreneur on Edge Radio TV, and today my special guest is Justin Bennett with Cosmic Cowboy Extractions. And before we went to break, I was all about geeking out on the different delivery methods, because you were saying in a conversation that you would have to parents, or anyone really that is trying this for the first time or wants to figure out different ways that they can use it, different consumption methods. So your dad's using a salve.
Yep.
You went into actual sublingual drops. You're going to get a broader spectrum.
Well,
is that where we were headed? Okay.
Both are going to be full spectrum. It's just that when you use the salve is more for analgesic, inflammation, anything that's on the surface of the skin or just the muscle group right here.
Okay.
If you were to go down the tincture route can actually affect the nervous system as well. Once the tincture absorbs into your bloodstream from the sublingual gland, it then goes where it needs to go. If you're fighting anxiety or depression, it's going to go into the nervous system and start affecting your mind.
No pill or anything to digest.
Yeah.
For sure. And then I love that it's a tincture. So, and I don't know if you're keto fans out there, but this is my reasoning for loving that it's a tincture. And I think this is funny is I know a lot of fasting people that, I'm a 1 meal a dayer and I don't like to break that fast. Yeah. I mean, I want all of the benefits of being that 1 meal a dayer. Mm-hmm. So I don't like to break the fast, and anything with a caloric value will break a fast.
Oh, yeah.
So your tinctures are something that I can take. I don't have to take with a meal. I can wake up and take them and
just
still have the
your
benefits.
Day.
Yes. So I love that.
Yes, ma'am.
So all those benefits, and then let's talk a little bit about kind of what those benefits are, because in my basic knowledge of the CBD and how our bodies are, this is what amazes me, and this is what I tell people is our bodies need CBD. Like we have receptors for CBD. Like, guys, CBD is in mom's breast milk. CBD is in kale. CBD is in things that we need. We're just not getting it. Somewhere along the way, the conversation got muted.
Muddled and
muted. So tell us a little bit kind of about those receptors. And
so you've got a CB1 receptor and a CB2 receptor. The CBD is generally noted to actually just interact with the CB1 or the CB2 receptor.
Okay.
THC is supposed to interact with the CB1 receptor.
Okay.
You've got the new cat on the block, which is CBG, that supposedly interacts with both receptors. But more research needs to be done on that.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
More research needs to be done as far as
seeing
how it's absorbed,
how it interacts.
Okay.
How it interacts with both receptors, because at this point they just know or say that they know that it does.
That it's crossing that barrier.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But CB1 interacts with, or CBD interacts with your CB2 receptor and helps with inflammation, anxiety, depression. It's also an anti-proliferative, so it's a cancer-fighting agent as well. It's got many, many uses.
So we're just talking preventative. Like, we're not talking, oh, my knee hurts, let's slap on the salve. It
my
knee hurts.
So much more to it.
But what I'm hearing too is, let's put on the salve, but then let's also take it.
Yeah.
So that you're filling those buckets, because the receptors are empty. Mm-hmm. Because if you were breastfed, they were full at one point, and I'm sure you saw amazing things. Yeah. Like, life was wonderful when you were getting CBD as a baby.
Well, it's also shown that if you add more, or the mother supplements more cannabinoids into her system as she's breastfeeding, the child is more engaging and a lot easier to... He's a lot more sociable. That's what it was.
Where's that research?
That was actually
so
something
beautiful.
From the UK. They did that research.
Okay. We're going to talk on that. That's beautiful.
I know.
Man, I would have tried it. I totally. And then let's also say I would try that, and then now meeting you and having your knowledge base, totally would have tried it.
Yep.
And then here's another aspect, guys, of like, I figure I gave birth to my children. I didn't take any drugs when I had them. I brought them into this world without any, like, I don't want them, as little as possible, whatever I can control. So knowing that your process also to how you are harvesting, distilling, creating, extracting
and infusing.
That process, like there's so many processes until I see it actually, I'll be like, distill it, extract it.
It's definitely hard to understand if you're outside of it. My partner who does most of the money, he doesn't even understand the infusion and all the stuff that I do.
Yeah, I'm excited
I try to explain to him.
Yeah, I'm excited to geek out on it and see the process for sure. So totally forgot where I was going with that one.
It's all good. Tangents are fun.
Yes. We were talking about moms in the conversation. Oh, how yours is extracted.
Oh.
Yes, because it's not...
We're not using any harsh chemicals. We're not using CO2, which is considered safe. But in all actuality, it's still a solvent extraction.
Right.
But we're using an aqueous extraction method, just using water and ice to break off those trichomes and collect just the trichome itself, the resin gland of the plant.
But I love that because you're not heating it, like you're not destroying that molecule, I would think, in the process of harvesting it from Mother Nature. Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you're just like 2 steps away.
Exactly.
From Mother Nature. So I think that's beautiful.
Well, the plant is more pliable with the water. The ice brings the temperature down, so the resin gland just falls off the plant. I mean, the Moroccans and the Afghani have perfected this method for centuries. Why stray away from it?
Ancient knowledge, y'all. I'm like, ancient knowledge, and it really is. It's transmuting that ancient knowledge and then calibrating it for modern day.
Bringing it into the future,
Bringing it into modern day to create success in the present, for sure. And that, I feel like that's what you're doing, you know? You're a wise soul. You're just a wise soul, and I think this is a beautiful thing that you're gifting to parents and to people. So, what are some things that you would tell parents, like at the dojo? Like, what's a conversation?
Well, like I said, the salve brings them in, and what I usually tell them is, first and foremost, I use it, or my old man uses it for his knee pain. But what I usually add on to it is, anytime I've gotten scratched, bruised, burnt, scarred, I've used it just to see the healing effects of it.
Yes.
Like instead of using Neosporin.
Absolutely.
My wounds seem to heal quicker with it, so that's what I tell them. I give them my anecdotal evidence of it, and
correct.
They usually go with it and say yes. We've gotten great reviews from a lot of those people, and a lot of the people that we've met at the dojo, I keep seeing and keep talking to.
Yes. Well, and just some of the transformations and the stories that I've heard from people. It's beautiful when you take back control of your health. Doesn't matter what that looks like, and it doesn't matter where you start with that. There is power in knowledge. And there is power in owning that knowledge and then putting action to it. And I just think that you are doing that beautifully.
Thank you.
So kind of, what is y'all's path? You know, like you just moved, right? In the middle of a pandemic, at the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us kind of, you're rocking and rolling. You're doing shows. You've at the dojo, kind of where...
So we started getting into actual CBD expos to try and get more of us out there.
Austin.
Yeah, we're going to Austin this weekend. We just started talking to an SEO optimizer so that we can actually get our website out there.
Right.
We've just been grinding shows, trying to get our name out there. What I've noticed is we're the only CBD company that's actually doing CBD bubble hash, CBD gold dust in a sense.
Okay. I have no idea what that is. So
that would be another name for what our product is.
Okay. Okay. And yes, we'll talk about that when we get back from this break, because I kind of want to break it down into what the different delivery methods are and how different ways you can ingest and to use more than just the salve and the
tinctures.
Yes, the tinctures. I love that. My edgy entrepreneurs, thank you so much for putting up with our little tangents and our rants today. Like, we're enjoying it. I hope you are. I hope you're learning about CBD and things that you didn't know, and actually gain some knowledge about your health from, how you can implement this and how the different things that you can see. So we'll be right back after this short break from our sponsors. You're watching The Edgy Entrepreneur on Edge Radio TV, and my guest, Justin Bennett with Cosmic Cowboy Extractions.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing FindHealthBenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to FindHealthBenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Edge Radio TV is holding auditions for new show hosts. Are you a subject matter expert, professional, influencer, book author, thought leader, or business owner with an educational or motivational platform? Then we want to meet you. Send a link of some of your work to edgeradio20@gmail.com and be sure to put audition in the subject line. Join the Edge Radio TV family. Edge TV, because truth still matters.
Welcome back, my edgy entrepreneurs. Thank you so much for hanging in with us and hanging out. This has been an awesome journey with my guest, Justin Bennett with Cosmic Cowboy Extractions. Before the break, we were kind of getting into the basics of ingestions and how
the different ways to actually take CBD.
Yes. So kind of let's break that down. I mean, if they're not using just in general, what are we looking at?
So, there's many different ways of taking it. You've got the tincture, you've got the water soluble, which is basically the tincture with the actual solvent in it that breaks it down and encapsulates the fat. Let's not get into it. Then you've also got the salves, you've got the roll-ons, which are basically all topical. You've got massage oils, which are topical as well. You've got many different edibles, the gummy bears, the chocolates, the suckers,
Now,
the hard
with
candies.
the edibles, are you going to get the same benefits as you would with the tinctures, or
You would. The only thing about the edibles is depending on what you eat, how you eat, when you eat, it affects you differently. So, like, let's say you eat your edible on an empty stomach, it will hit you within about 30 to 45 minutes.
okay?
But if you have a full stomach and you eat your edible, it could take up to 2 hours.
Okay.
It really just depends on your metabolism. And there's been many different tricks and tips that have been given and found to actually make edibles work faster, slower, take them
I'm
away.
thinking those are good tips for your website.
Some of them. I mean, the one that I tell people almost always, and this is what I usually tell people at the dojo, is if you are eating the edible and you're about to eat like dinner or something,
Mm-hmm.
eat dinner immediately after you take your edible, and what that does is it pushes it through your digestive system a little bit quicker. So you're probably looking at maybe 30 minutes.
So you'd rather eat it before you carb load.
Yes, before you carb load.
Eat your gummy before you carb load, or your brownie, or whatever you're having before you carb load.
Exactly.
Oh, there you go. So then you can have it in brownie form even.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, have your brownie and then carb load, and then voila, like you're still getting the full effects and the full benefits, and you're feeling it with a faster, not waiting.
You're gonna get it. It's still gonna get into your system. It's just the amount of time that it takes. That's the thing that I tell people about edibles, and I like them a lot. It's just.
And then you have another cool product too, which I think is right up your alley because you're so chill and like you're a beard guy.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have a beard oil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So tell.
So the beard oil that I just made, CBD being a topical and being great for your skin. One, also being a great anti-inflammatory, especially for razor burn.
Ooh.
It's perfect for getting into or getting to your skin under your beard and actually moisturizing it and keeping it nice and supple.
I would think even like guys who are losing their, like, shave your head. You said razor burn, like any of that.
Any of that, yeah. I mean, if you get razor burn up here, but I
think
can't.
about razor burn. I'll just leave it at that. So what I've noticed in our conversations is like your passion is in the chemistry. It just really is. Like your passion is in the process, your passion. It's not like you have a CBD story of like, oh my gosh, like I started CBD and it was life-changing and I noticed this, this, and this. It was the process that you fell in love with. That was the extraction process.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that and what it looks like and how yours is unique and what makes it patent.
So the thing that makes it unique is, like I said, that water and ice. It's just different. Instead of using like a butane or a propane or hexane, CO2, ethanol, all of them have the same concept of soak that bad boy in the actual leaf, let it sit there for X amount of time. Once the cannabinoid has bound itself to the actual solvent, you then pull the solvent out, let the solvent evaporate, and you're left with the actual cannabinoid.
But it's attached to the solvent.
Well, some of the solvent stays in. You've got to go through more processing to get it out. And they have figured out ways to do it. It's just extra time and lack of love.
Well, and I would think, and excuse, like this just comes to mind, the analogy, it's kind of like when you take a picture, like you take a picture and every time you take a copy of that picture, it kind of gets a little pixelated. Like it's not as pure as the original. And then you keep downloading and downloading. And then I love that you say the love. Yeah. Like, because that's really what it is. I mean, the more you're handling something and the more you're breaking down and the further you're getting from its original state.
Exactly.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about your love.
So these guys are doing it one way with a solvent, which is understandable. I can be happy with that. You do your thing. The magic of the cannabis and hemp plant is within those resin glands. So why stray from that? Why go anywhere else? the Moroccans and the Afghani have been doing it for centuries. Why fix it if it's not broken?
Right, ancient knowledge. Yes.
If the water and the ice actually break off those resin glands and we can collect them, why not do it that way? All the magic is there. All we have to do is get it into the method that or into the carrier that we need to actually give to our customer.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's just a few steps there.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the love, and that's where that comes in.
It's a lot of labor. I can understand why some of these guys did not.
That's where the love comes in.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a lot of labor, and to be honest with you, I've had the most fun doing it. Mm-hmm. I've also gotten upset and seen, why is this going wrong? But you have to learn through those experiences, and it's always going to be like that.
Yes.
It's a journey that I love going down.
Man, you just encompassed it right there. I mean, that is your why squared. You know, it's your why is because you want to make money that's an end goal. We all want to make money.
Of course.
It's something that you were already kind of passionate about as far as the process goes. Mm-hmm. Something that you were kind of using, and then now to pivot that into a product that you're able to serve with, now to make it the best and the most pure with love, to bring it to market, to just build that rainbow. Yeah. Like, it's just, I mean, it really is. It's just kind of to spread the love, you know. Oh, yeah. That's your why squared, and from that, here you are. And this is your full-time gig. You know, I truly, people have found you. So you've kind of been led down this process and down this road. What does that look like for somebody who's shifting? I mean, you're an entrepreneur. So now, okay, I've got this. What do we do with this? How do we keep it? What's a business side of it look like?
I mean, we have been trugging along. We've been growing slowly but surely. And within the COVID months, we were doing all right on the growth, and then winter kind of like killed us. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what it was, but winter was really...
We all went to hibernate. It was like, March, we were like, okay, we can do 6 weeks. And then there was like that depression factor. And then it was like the holidays. It was like holiday depression because, wow, this is still around and we can't get out and see our family. We can't do the things that we wanted. So we were needing you. We just were not finding you.
And we were there. We were just like, where is everybody?
Yes. Yeah.
So,
there's beauty in branding.
Exactly.
And telling your story.
But we chugged along through winter. We kept our spirits up as we went through it. I think around March is when our website started picking back up to where it was back in November.
Nice.
Which was like awesome.
Yeah.
And then very end of April is when we moved into our new facility. So things are moving a lot quicker now than I expected.
Oh, so, I love that.
Exactly.
I mean, you get the word out and you're doing good, and the people will come. Like, you build it and they will come.
Exactly. Yeah.
They will come.
I was thinking about that not too long ago. It was just a thought that popped into my head as I was driving through Austin when I was with my family. Mm-hmm. So.
And what was that?
If you build it, they will come.
And what does that look like for you? And kind of what is that journey? Did you trust in the beginning?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I trusted in the beginning. I've had my thoughts where it's like, man, this is not going to work out. And then all of a sudden something comes in to bring me back. The thing that my partner and I have been saying from the get-go is serendipitous. Everything seems to be serendipitous for us.
I will arrive when I arrive.
Exactly,
yes.
Like I said.
And I love that word. I mean, that's everything. There was a question on Facebook in one of my groups last night, and it was, do you plan your day or do you go with the flow? And it was...
Go with the flow.
But I plan it. I mean, I have a structure.
Of course.
I have a structure, and I love it when it all falls into place. Like, I map it out. But, yeah, go with the flow.
Yeah, see, even though I make a structured day, and I have done it before, it still seems to just go with the flow.
Yes.
Like today was a structured thing.
Yes.
Be here at 9:50.
Yes.
I got here at 9:30.
Yay!
But
you made up time for me.
Exactly.
Thank you for holding that
But
space.
I just went with the flow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. enjoyed an awesome breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, and here we are talking to these amazing folks and spreading the word and getting it out there that the truth really does still matter.
Yeah.
And there is a truth that you need to empower yourself with that knowledge so that you know your truth, so that you can do your research and teach yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And kind of what does that road look like, just real quick, because we're fixing to go to commercial break. Like, kind of what does that road start out as?
So everybody on the CBD path seems to start out with an isolate, and the one thing that I have been battling and continually battle is, well, it doesn't work for me. Well, you took an isolate, guy.
Okay, we're going to stop there then, and that's a great way. We'll pick that up on the flip side, because you're right. I've had even my parents, y'all, like, oh, yeah, we tried that. And I'm like, no, you don't understand.
Yeah.
So, yes, we'll definitely talk about that on the way back, as well as how people can find you and just the amazing things that they're doing and how they can meet you in person.
Okay.
So we'll be back after this commercial break and this short break from our sponsors. You're watching the Edgy Entrepreneur on Edge Radio TV.
Five, four, three, two, one, zero, ignition, liftoff.
Don't push me because I'm close to the edge.
I'm trying not to lose my head.
Hey, this is the Talk About Unity show where I bring the talk.
And I bring the unity.
And together we talk about unity.
unity.
Unity is what matters.
Come on.
And right now in our country, that's what we've got to do. So we do that here at Talk About Unity on the Edge Radio Network. Be with us every week.
It's going to be awesome. It always is. And I tell you what, the more we seek first to understand, then be understood, we make progress.
And we like to do that. And that's why everybody's on the brink. We love what we do at Edge Radio because everybody's on the edge. We bring them back from the edge and we bring the unity. So we're just glad to Edge Radio Network every Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. Talk About Unity, because here at Edge Radio Network, truth still matters.
Aren't you tired of not getting what you want in bed?
Are you ready to spice things up behind those closed doors?
Woo! We're here for you every hump day at 7 p.m.
This is Sex on the Edge with Jen and Hen. I'm Jennifer Reeves.
And I'm Hendrik Scott, and we are professional licensed sex therapists.
So remember to watch us Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Edge Radio TV, just in time for sexy time.
Welcome back, my edgy entrepreneurs. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is an amazing conversation on your health in general and life and business and the alchemy and transmuting and ancient knowledge. I mean, man, we could just keep going, and we are. This is my amazing guest, Justin Bennett with Cosmic Cowboy Extraction. And as we were headed to break, take us there.
So I said you're taking a CBD isolate guy. So
that's right. It was people not yes. So like, and I was saying my dad, like I'm like no, take it but take it consistently and how to. Okay, so we're gonna talk how to take it and why you should give it a second opportunity.
Oh yeah,
with you.
So there are different reasons. If you're doing anxiety, then you're going to need it in your system much longer than a day, 2 days, 3 days. You're going to have CBD built up and married to your endocannabinoid
just
system.
like your breast milk. I'm like, you're nursing your child.
Exactly.
What, every 4 to 6 hours, if you're lucky.
Oh,
I
wouldn't know.
Okay, you wouldn't know.
So there's that. But also, if you're taking a CBD isolate, you're just taking the CBD compound. That's it. There's no other cannabinoids. There's no CBG. There's no CBDV. There's no THC.
Now, how do I know? Is it on the label? Like, is it just like, oh, you're taking CBD, so you're just getting that one. You're just filling that one bucket.
It should be on the label. Some of them say it. Some of them don't. Some of them say isolate. Some of them say broad spectrum. I have seen some bottles that say full spectrum on it, and then when you turn it around, it says 0% THC or no THC found within this product, which is a lie because that would be labeled a broad spectrum. That's if it truly has other cannabinoids in it.
Okay, which then it would have to contain what's going to attach and what's going to cross the THC barrier or that. Okay.
Yeah. If it's a full spectrum, it's going to have THC in it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you're going to test. One, you're going to test positive if you're taking a full spectrum, most likely?
Most likely.
Okay.
I have had some people that have said no, they don't test positive. I've had some people say yes, they can.
Again, it's your system.
It's your system. It's your metabolism. It's how you work out. It's if you sweat, if you drink tons of water.
What you're taking, yes.
It depends on everything about what you do and how you live your life.
Just like nutrition, guys. I'm like, just like nutrition.
Yeah.
You need, this is one of those. It's one of those key elements that you need to adjust according to your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So kind of how do people start out? So we're getting them off of first we're going to make sure they're on a broad spectrum.
Well, get them off the isolate.
Okay.
If you're just starting out, you're most likely going to go down the isolate route. Then you're going to figure out that really doesn't work for you. Then you're going to use a broad spectrum. Broad spectrum does have its benefits. Okay. It contains other cannabinoids. It's just not as strong. It doesn't have as much of the kick as it should.
Okay.
Once you get to like full spectrums,
can you take more of it to have that kick, or it just doesn't? It has like it caps itself off.
Well, you can have more, but you can get drowsy if you take more, and you're like within a sleepy state. Or you haven't
then you're
slept
you're getting more of others that you don't really.
Well, all of them are going to be good.
Okay.
It's just there's a limit, I guess you could say. You can have too much, you can have not enough in a sense, in a weird sense.
So it really is a balance. Like it's a finding that fine line where you're not drowsy, so you're not overdoing it, but you're not underdoing it, so you're getting the benefits.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so to play with somebody who's knowledgeable.
Yeah. So for me, I take two dropperfuls of my CBG in the morning.
Okay.
I can take one, but I just don't really feel the effects of it as much as I should.
Okay.
2 seems to work perfectly. If I were to do 3, the focused and cognition effect of it would definitely be a lot more drowsy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's so cool. To know your body and to be able
to understand how all of these compounds work with it.
All these compounds, the nutrition, the science, just the owning your health in general and owning your knowledge.
It works differently with so many people. There was one cat that I knew who smoked a bit and would get super, super sick. His endocannabinoid system just would not handle that much smoke at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that he didn't have a high enough tolerance. Could be that he just has something to do with his endocannabinoid system. But it was interesting, and I've been looking at certain articles on stuff like that. Like cannabinoid toxicity. And then there's also something in Colorado where if you take too many dabs, you puke very, very violently and often. Which is weird, but I think it's because of the heat and what you're actually pulling into your lungs each and every time.
So you think it's more of a carrier and a consumption?
Well, it's a heat and the fact you're doing it 20 billion times a day.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
everything is good in moderation.
That's really what I was looking for.
Like everything is good in moderation.
Exactly.
Of course. And then working with somebody that's knowledgeable in that delivery system.
Yeah.
So yeah. Do you have access to that? Is that something they can gain? Or the website will be up and going.
The website's up and going.
Send them
if
there.
You have any questions, you're more than welcome to shoot me an email at justin@cosmiccowboysextractions.com. It's a mouthful and very long, so
we'll comment. So make sure to comment on this with that so that they can find you.
Yes.
And then we'll put your contacts where you want them to reach you that way.
Yeah. And through the Instagram as well. You can always get me through the Instagram.
Okay. What's your Instagram?
It's Cosmic Cowboys Extractions _.
I'm like, that's right. I was like, yes, here it is. Oh, wait, it doesn't all fit on that screenshot. Do you see it?
Yeah, it's really hard to get all of our handles on a business card.
Yes, it's a mouthful. Well, and it's funny because I just call y'all Cosmic Cowboys. So, yes, I'm like, the extraction. But then if I would actually speak the third part, then I would not say this distill.
Yeah. So. But distill works perfectly. Although it doesn't. We don't deal with alcohol, so.
Okay. So there you go. So their people are going to start out. They're going to find you. They're going to start taking this. They're going to play with it. Kind of what are they looking for in playing with that dosage? Like not too hyper, but not too lazy.
Drowsy. So if you're just starting out using our product, I suggest going for the 300 milligram.
Okay.
We're getting ready to move a lot of those to our pet tincture because it's basically the same formula. And we'd like to move up our tinctures into the 500 range. But start out with the 300. It's light.
You said pets. I just want a small testimony. Like my girl, 4th of July, fireworks. And CBD. I have a salve that I rub on her ears even but I notice it's better with a tincture though.
Oh yeah.
But oh man, I do that and put her in her safe space and turn on some music and it's night and day.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, pets even.
Same thing with our Airedale.
Because they don't think about it. Like there's no like brain to counteract what you see.
Yeah.
So when you see it work in your animal too, you're like, oh, there really is something to this.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so real fast, 500s.
So
you're going to start there.
I would say start with the 300.
Start with the 3.
It really depends on what you're trying to affect. If you're trying to affect minor anxiety, maybe a little bit of depression, mostly inflammation, like minor inflammation, 300, 500 is going to be the perfect way to go.
Okay.
And depending on your body weight, I would look at the 500. Depending on your body weight, look at the 300. It's a different biodome. Yeah, it's going to vary.
Okay.
But if you're dealing with more major inflammation or even like higher levels of anxiety or depression, start looking at our 800 and 1100 milligram tinctures. Those would be a great way.
Okay.
And if you're generally just trying to get better sleep and just want something to eat that's snacking and fun, go for our gummies. Those will knock you out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know for those sleepless nights. And if you take them on that instead of a glass of warm milk, guys, and you're doing your body good.
Ice cream or something like that too.
Ooh. Oh, okay, no. I'm like, so they can find you on Facebook, on Instagram. We're going to put your email address or in your website and then how you want them to reach you. We'll just take a picture of your business card even and put it in the comments. So have them find you. You guys reach out. Reach out if you're thinking about it. Just knowledge is power. I can't wait so we can direct people to your website so that you can just kind of see and we can lead them down that path on, what really is it? Here's this. and then come hang out with us, like, and gain some knowledge in person and ask real life questions too. So once again, give us where they can find you on all of the social media platforms.
So cosmiccowboysextractions.com, our website, cosmic_cowboys_extractions. That's our Instagram. Cosmic Cowboys Extractions is our Facebook as well. And then our Twitter is a little bit weird. If I remember correctly, it's like Cowboys Cosmic Extractions.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody stole Cosmic
And
Cowboy
that's,
Extractions.
Twitter busted out fast because I normally own Jen Colmenares on all the platforms.
Yeah,
and mine, I think, is different. I think it's there's something on Twitter that is different. So you can find me at Jen Colmenares on all the platforms, and also the Edgy Entrepreneur, as well as Edge Radio TV. We are here thanks to the Midtown Bar and Grill, and you had an amazing breakfast. It looked wonderful. The bacon.
The early bird special, super good.
I appreciate you being early and holding that space for me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
For sure. So, man, what a beautiful journey this has been, and I really appreciate your time. You guys, you are watching the Edgy Entrepreneur on Edge Radio TV. We are here with Justin Bennett from the Cosmic Cowboys Extractions, and it's just been a beautiful kind of talk about let's take care of our health, and knowledge is power. So gain the knowledge, know what you're doing, and then put it into action. And by that, I mean go out and be the change that this world needs. Until next time, the Edgy Entrepreneur Show. I'll see you next Thursday on Edge Radio TV.